Hey guys, Christian with My Awesome Detailer here, and I'm going to talk to you guys about something that is extremely controversial and totally unacceptable in the business world, whether it be detailing, RV detailing, or if you're, Tim Cook and you're the CEO of Apple, wherever it may be, whatever industry you may be in, totally unacceptable, and it's something that a lot of folks don't talk about, especially business owners, and especially about their own profession. But I want to talk to you about it today. And the thing I want to talk about is some guys lie. Some detailers lie. They absolutely they lie to you, man. It's awful. And I have seen it firsthand. I've never been standing in person and listened to and watched a detailer lie to a prospect or lie to a customer. But I have gotten it from the other customer. So I can think off the top of my head, one time a guy was asking me for a quote to have his RV detailed. So I gave him some different prices for some different services, and he shot me a screenshot of his guy's, or a picture he had taken of his guy's service menu, right? A guy who had been detailing for him for quite some time, and I can't remember the exact numbers now, but it was something along the lines of he was doing a 1 year wax on, like, it was like a 30-foot pull behind this guy had, and he was doing it for like $110, $120. And I was like, man, this guy realistically he probably has a wash and wax solution. And if you know anything about those, they have like a carnauba trace in them. So when you're washing, it'll leave behind a little bit of carnauba wax in there. So he probably had a solution like that. And he was dipping his brush in it and washing it down. And then maybe he was drying it, maybe he was just letting it drip dry, but calling it a 1 year wax. Or he could have just been absolutely killing himself working for several hours and putting on some sort of paste wax and calling it a 1 year wax. And using the terminology a 1 year wax was deceptive in and of itself, sort of. So I tried to explain to him, if he's honest to God, putting on some kind of 1 year coating, the guy's going out of business soon. There's no way he can be doing that. So I would really honestly ask him, what are you coating this with? What are you putting on here? And what wax lasts a year? Every detailer knows that waxes only last weeks. They don't last, they may at the absolute most, if you have some premier quality wax, maybe get 12 weeks out of it, maybe. But in most cases, 1 to 4 weeks or so. So that's just an example I can think of off the top of my head. But this guy, he really believed that I was the one that was on the wrong end, and that I was charging this astronomically ridiculous price to not even provide as great a service as his guy was doing. So I never met that guy personally, and judging by his menu, there was a lot of kind of deceptive terms in there, like a 1 year wax. I can't remember all of it now. It's been over a year. But that's besides the point. That's just one example. Also, with things like ceramic coatings, sealants, they will oversell the mess out of these, man. They'll make them sound so sweet. Like you just put it on and the car is impervious. You just put it on and your RV is just invincible to absolutely everything. And that, that whatever the maximum amount of durability is the guaranteed durability. Folks will tell you that, or they'll just flat up lie about the work that they've done. I've seen this a million times, where detailers will shampoo carpets, or they'll put this premier wax on there, and they'll really hit it with like a quick detailer spray, and they'll hit the carpets with like some air freshener or something, and then call that your shampoo. or call your quick detailer spray your premium quality paint sealant, things like that. And those are just the general ones. The ones that are really bad is, I had a customer one time. They called me out because they had a black a Lexus, I believe it was a black Lexus, and he had paid to have the paint corrected on it, right? About $1,200 he had paid to get the paint corrected so it wouldn't have all the scratches and swirls and stuff like that in it. And he wanted a professional detailer out there so that it wouldn't get all scratched and swirled up again because he had spent all this money on it. So I get out there and I'm looking at the car and I was thinking, man, this thing is destroyed. I mean, it's like 90% of the paint is swirled and scratched up. It looks terrible. Have you been taking it through lots of car washes and things like this? And I can't remember what the time window was, but maybe it had been a month or 2 months since he'd had it corrected and it hadn't been washed and all of that. So there wasn't any way that they could have caused that much marring. And that much marring takes years to produce, or you just have beat your car up a whole lot in a short window to cause it to have that much marring. So what that told me was that when this car was corrected, the detailers probably there's a few things they could have done. They could have just hit it with a one-step type polish with a glaze in it that filled in a tremendous amount of the scratches and knocked off a few of the surface level ones and made them hidden to where you couldn't see it. And then once that glaze washed out, boom, there they were again. They were still there. Or they could have just hit the whole thing with a few layers of a glaze and just filled those scratches to the brim with this glaze. And then again, months later, just washed right out of there, and there were scratches. And so that's really bad when you spend $1,200 on something and then find out months later. This detail shop was like 3 hours away. So that makes me feel like they packed it with this glaze, or they just did some kind of lazy polish on it. They saw his tag was an Auburn tag. They knew he wasn't coming back anytime soon. Just get him in, charge him $1,200, and throw him out the door for an hour, worth of work. And I've seen that plenty of times with the paint correction type deal. I saw a car one time I had to come out and polish because it had all these buffer trails in it, and it was just one door that needed to be done. And they just hit it with a rotary real quick. Probably took them 10 minutes, if that. And then follow it up with their dual action or something to remove the buffer trails, and sent the lady on her way. And then I don't remember exactly. I think she was in the sun and then saw all those waves and thought that couldn't be right. So I had to fix the issue. So the point I'm making is that this industry, especially the service industry, there are a lot of people that will steer you in the wrong direction, that don't mind stretching the truth or telling white lies, or maybe just flat out lying to you. So it's always best when you're shopping to have something done for your car, especially if it's got a premium price tag on it, to do your research, to check out, does the guy have a decent website, a nice social media presence? What are people saying about him? What does his work look like? Does it seem like they've invested a lot in themselves, put time in themselves, and invested a lot into their company so that folks will know that they care about what they're doing? Not just trying to make a quick buck. And usually you can sniff that out fairly quickly, especially if there's a premium price tag on something. Then everything else about this company or this person should be on the same level, should be premium as well. So I hope that helps answer some questions for you, kind of helps shine some light on some of the negative sides of any industry, specifically the detailing industry. And if you ever need any help finding someone that's right for the job for you, maybe it's me, and I know sometimes it's not always me. There's some things that I can't do for you, or some things that you could get a better value out of somewhere else. But anyways, if I could ever help you with that, just give me a call at 334-377-0123. Shoot me an email, Christian@myawesomedetailer.net, or just check me out at myawesomedetailer.net, whatever it may be. Any of my social media handles at myawesomedetailer. So thank you guys for watching so much. Hope to talk to you soon. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.